let's revisit a moment when national politics dropped into everyday Maine life. On June 5th, 2020, President Donald Trump visited Maine, meeting with fishermen in Bangor, then touring the Puritan medical products plant in Guilford. The country was deep in the COVID era, businesses disrupted, supply chains strained, and communities anxious about both health and jobs. The visit put a spotlight on two pillars of Maine's economy: our working waterfront and manufacturing. The Guilford stop mattered because it highlighted how a rural Maine plant can play a national role, producing medical supplies used far beyond our borders. And the conversation in Bangor with fishermen underscored the pressure many on the water felt, trying to keep traditions and livelihoods alive in a turbulent year. It's a reminder that when the nation debates policy or trade, health or industry, Maine workers live the consequences firsthand. Until tomorrow, I'm Brian Sullivan.